how they see Allah and how they see the United States. See, we are doing almost exactly where we saw ourselves. When we read over this, you'll recognize it. So, if you expect Allah to take you to all the way, that's where Allah gonna take you. If you expect Allah to take you big enough and good enough to, Allah gave us exactly what we asked for. Allah, we got it right now. We are literally almost exactly right now where we wanted to be and what we asked for. Because we were asking based on history, environmental circumstances, and what we thought were capabilities, and we want a little extra help from Allah. This is basically, I'm not saying that's exactly, but that's kind of where, you know, okay. Now, y'all have these on your paper, I think, and if you look on the next page and talk about, in number 2, it says expectations. Act on a heroic level. Remain optimistic, hopeful, successful, and focused. So, at that time, and at this time especially, at that time we're saying act heroic. Well, this time we're going to really have to be real heroes. I mean, super, you know, what's the name people now? All the Avengers, all the people, Captain America. We're going to have to be that kind of, except Islamically, of course. Not within the range of our normal expectations. Because the job is a global, big-time affair. And we're ready for this. That's what each stage that we've been through is a training for the next stage. Okay, so Allah has hooked us up. Keep in mind that your habits will determine your future. This applies to individuals, organizations, communities, and even nations. Number 5, without a plan or strategy, we are subject to whatever the winds of change take us. We surrender our self-determination and limit ourselves to the prevalent trends, currents, and circumstances. That's what they were doing out there. That's why we wanted us to be there to see. They surrendered their opportunities. Self-determination. Right now, with the number of Muslims they have, they outnumber the Jews. They're not wealthier than Jews, but they're wealthy enough to pick a number and develop it. But they won't do it. Okay. So we have to do it. Now, we've already proved this stuff can be done. If you think about what we've been going through over the last years, it ain't nobody ever, if Malcolm them went through number 10, up to number 10, we went up to number, let's just say 100. In fitna, in time, in, you know, like we can't mention all this stuff, but I mean, we have been dealing with the situation over and over again. Make the most of our responsibility. And I have in there ability to respond. That's what we call responsibility. In other words, we cannot determine everything that will happen to us, but we can determine how we will respond to life circumstances. They set up this dumb stuff in Oakland and think we're going to respond to it the way they want us to. Whatever they have, whether it's one of 3 scenarios, whether they're trying to take you out and set you up, whether they're trying to set up a scenario that's so obvious that if you get through one, then we done acted such a fool, you can go to any court in the land and get millions of dollars because it's so obvious. Okay, you could push that up just a little bit. I didn't mean to freeze us yet.
You were talking about the people out there?
Right.
I was just reading today, the certain person that they want to be in charge of the DNC is catching HELL because they're saying that he's anti-Semitic.
Because of Farrakhan?
Well, they're saying because of the stuff they've heard him say over the years. And they say, he said, that's what they say, that he has told them that he is a staunch supporter of the Zionist state.
Yeah.
You know, and that he has pushed forward for funds when they asked for it. And so I just thought I'd mention that. I thought that was
no, I heard him the other day on C-SPAN. They said, oh, you want to run for DNC champion? What about Mr. Farrakhan? Oh, well, I say he just mumbled around and studied like Farrakhan ain't nobody. But he ain't gonna talk like no grown man. He's gonna give them, because they ain't asked him nothing but that question. If they ask me something like that, I might answer one question like that. Then I tell them, hold it, man. You gotta ask about what good we're doing in the neighborhood, all that stuff. You didn't already ask that question about Farrakhan. I don't want to hear no more. That's exactly the way I talk to them. That's why I don't get on no program. Hold it, you can't style your whole, I said, I'll watch you. When you have Zionists on there, you ask them, oh, how many nice roads and flower gardens have you planted? And they say, yeah, we planted 10,000 rose gardens and we did this. You don't ever ask them about how many Palestinian children they killed.
Right.
You know, make thousands of new friends. This will be achieved by delivering our message with an attitude of kindness, understanding, and love. We're going to do everything we can to go for the big one. This go around. That's not in the future. This is right now. I mean, this is what we've been doing all the time. It's just that now is the time to be clear about it. This kindness, understanding, and love, if you don't have it, remember, the leaders of these groups are not the followers. The followers are just, hey, assalamu alaikum. The leaders are stooges, suckers, and police. The leaders of all the groups. I mean, Nihad has to be a police because he talk about all the good he do, and you can't get the. They sent me a thing yesterday for a fundraiser from CARE. And I've been trying to catch up with him for months. I started to just go down with the loudspeakers, stand outside the door, but I said I'd let it go. So what happens is not always with the people. Like black people that left the country and they want to live somewhere in peace, right? Somebody came to mess things up for them. This is what we try to explain to foreigners. Whether it's 9/11, we've been telling them for a long time, everything they do here is going to be pointed at you so they can justify anything. We say it so much that, well, everything we're going to say here today, we've said it so much. But we got to remember, this kindness, understanding, love is not just a strategy and a tactic. It's a Quranic process that we're following what the Prophet ﷺ did. And that's why we have to keep that stuff in mind. Yes?
I was just reading about that earlier. It was talking about how all the prophets were revolutionaries. But the difference is that no matter what they went through, they never practiced any kind of bitterness, any kind of revenge factor on none of them. So all of them were like that.
Yes.
Revolutionary, but with a kind of like a kindness, like you're talking about here, and a love, right. But never any bitterness because of how other people treated them.
Right.
And so I figured that kind of fits on what we're
No,
talking
just
about.
remember those articles way back when? That's 95, 96. Revelation and Revolution.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
A lot of people didn't get it. Revelation is a process leading to revolution.
Exactly.
We don't just, you can keep all, if you're just going to have a Negro revolution, hey man, I want to go to this, if I can have a little part up there in the mountains, I don't want to be around you niggas. If it's just going to be a nigger revolution, there's white folks or somebody, and y'all want to take power, you ain't got no criterion for nothing, hey man, don't worry about me. I don't have nothing to do with it. Because first of all, they're going to kill you. If you're a good guy, and them niggas going to steal all the money, and they're going to have all the little power, and they're going to say, that nigga is good. First of all, kill all the niggas that he know, because he's smart, and if he raise up, he'll come after us. So you got to kill him. Well, he's up in the mountains and not mad. Yeah, but he might get mad. He might watch a TV program with me stand up there talking. I know that nigga, I'm going to raise up an army like Pancho Villa or somebody. Come back and get them bombs. Influence the direction of change. The ship of life must be directed toward worthy destination. Number 15. Remind ourselves the past should not determine our future, our imagination should. Number 18, select or create conditions in our environment which are favorable for success to our mission. I'm going to keep skipping and go to the next page, thoughts of things. And I'm going to skip psychological guerrilla warfare and strategic management under conditions of repression. And I'm going to go down here. Number 6, combat the Muslim inferiority complex, which is rooted in a lack of faith, confidence, and resilience and self-determination. Combat inferiority complexes. I just brought this out, and I'm going to keep on skipping to remind us of a few things. Achieve happiness. This page number 4 as we keep moving. Achieve happiness. Happiness is discovering and acting on our personal mission in life. So, the promised land, as we said, is not a place. It's a mission. Once you find out what your mission in life is, you in the promised land then. That's what, to me, you state to talk about cross the river, you're in the promised land, get out of the south, cross the Ohio River, you up in promised land, the north, you know what I mean? In those past times, the world was less crowded, you get away from your specific oppression, you're in the promised land. Now, Kufr is global, and Kafirs are global. Simple. So what we have to do is find out what our mission is. And I'm saying this from experience. When you figure out what your mission is, because the first part of my life, going all over the world, I was tracking down, I was a part of a movement, but I didn't know what my particular
role was.
Yeah, I'm doing everything I can to help the movement. But what do I do specifically? Well, first, I can make money, so I'll go make money for the movement. And the people in the movement quit, and they're not there. So what are you going to do with making money? I have no reason now to ship cocaine nowhere, because I don't kick the money habit. I mean, the money habit for luxuries and all of that. You know, when I left the country, I drove the biggest cars they had. When I came back, that little old yellow Volkswagen, I had one just like that. You know, so I can't left driving the biggest things they got and come back driving the smallest. And all my big time friends, I said, I think I might get me one of them Volkswagen Rabbits. They all talking about Rolls Royces and everything. They thought I was crazy. I just didn't have no more desire for it. Just like we live now. I had no desire. I had wealth, but not to lay up and go buy something with it, you know. This is very important. Number 4 down here. It says, our Declaration of Independence, and as People's Grand Jury for Oakland and D.C., with which we will indict the federal, state, and local governments on charges of general oppression and high crimes. Then we have Book of Coincidence and the Book of Circumstances. Did everybody see that? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, as we begin to talk, up at the top we have number 26. It says, we have trained for this fight. I know we say it a lot now, but we've been saying it's not we have trained for the fight, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have trained us for the fight. Now I want to ease into some of what we really want to talk about for today. And this is coming from the same page that we had the other day. And that page was from 4/11, 4/16/2011. It's not in there. It's this one that I had. I've been talking from it for a long time.
No, I mean, I have the one. So it's not from the one you gave last?
Yeah, it's the same. You brought your stuff. Yeah, it's the same one. Okay, you can see it, protracted struggle, destabilizing, temporary transformation, organizing unity of opposition, semi-consolidation, regional vision, step 5, victory. As we say, this is very, very important. If you look at all of the lectures, talks, and writings, there's a lot of forecasting in that. Just when we talked about what they wanted to do in the article in the Islamic State, what they wanted to do in Iran. They wanted to encircle it, suppress it. They wanted to cut off, they had already cut it off the north with Afghanistan. They had bases in Pakistan, right? If they hit the other side, Iraq, right? If you look at the map, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq. Who's in the middle of that? Who's the target? It's Iran. Simple. Okay. We've said this a lot, but we have to let the people know over and over again, because we're going on and getting busy. The people should know that we're qualified about what we talk about. And it's not a lucky strike, or we just got the ball once, and you know what I mean? The way we playing ball is serious. It's like we were talking about Dr. J and them. We playing ball like this. Us, Negroes, right now. A few more seconds in the game, maybe 10 seconds in the game. It's 98. We got 98 and they got 100. And they make a mistake and I get the ball. I just steal the ball though. And they count down 10, 9, 8, 7. And everybody is guarding me. They done forgot the other guys because they know if I throw them the ball, they're going to throw it out of bounds. That's a clock. That's just the way it is. This is the way I feel about it. So here's what, them three, you got to be way out there for 3-pointers, right? So I'm way out there, and they all got me surrounded, and ain't no way to make no point. 7, 6. When they get to 6, a nigga duck down like this, and 5, 4, niggas sprang up. You know what they did? What's the names from the free throw line, the dunk? But that's running. This is flat-footed. That nigga swoop up and turn around in midair. 2, 3, goes in the basket. That's the way we playing. That's the way we playing. That is the way we playing. And now the ball game's in with 100 to 101. It's too late. And we've been doing this every time. You got to remember what we've been dealing with. I tried to put out a few writings, but remember, we've been under this gun, and they've been jumping on us all the time. And the last few years, what's been going on in California, it ain't nothing new. We sit there and writing about it. Oh, this is nice. This is going to be wonderful. This is the greatest yet. Deja vu. Boy, this is going to be sweet. And we writing down, well, I don't know what's on this one. We prepared to sleep under a bridge. We ain't sleeping under no bridge. So they ain't did nothing. The worst stuff they can do ain't nothing. Because we ain't sleeping on no bridge. Well, we hit your bank account. Yeah, but hell, I'm prepared to sleep under a bridge. And prepared for how many rounds? 500 rounds. I mean, I'm trained for 500 rounds. But if it goes 600 or 700, we ain't even got into no championship rounds. We ain't even got into no 12, 13. I don't know how far they go now. They used to go 50. They go 12 now? Good God Almighty. That ain't nothing.
I was watching Hassan Nasrallah on YouTube.
Yes, indeed.
And he was talking about how the Israelis had shut the power down.
Yeah.
And he said, that's good because we work better under the cover of darkness.
See, here's the thing. Okay, look what they've done. I'm going to go over it again. I'm telling you, the coons, they're not coons. What are they? The street prayer and the head of the Islamic Human Rights Commission. Remember, we're supposed to be on the same team. This is not the first time this happened. How could we be on the same team? Nobody calls me about nothing. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. Nobody calls me, how you doing? You still alive? How is it as soon as Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui died, you know what I mean? Everybody trying to ease me out. And why would they want to ease me out? So some yeah.
That's the team.
That's the team, yeah. I mean, just because Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui, you can ask the tattletale sister Bahia. She was in the car. When we go on to the airport, Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui is saying, well, the responsibility is on you. Now he's already knowing his heart is failing and he probably ain't gonna make it. It's just the talk of the town. So she asked me, what is he trying to say to you? Like, no. I said, I didn't know what he was talking about. But I knew exactly what he was talking about. He done said it 10 times before. He done said it to everybody in the little meetings, but when we was in the big meeting, he would say, well, street prayer and so up in Canada, they got the picture, and including me. Now, maybe he's tricky when we miss me and him. Of just a few people, he's pointing at me. Why? Because all other people are intellectuals. And the questions I'm asking him are never intellectual questions. How are we going to do this, Doc? How are we going to do that? Well, what about this, that, and other? And Salman Rushdie, when he started the Muslim Parliament based on all of that? Okay, those are when we're there and we're talking and pushing that stuff. So he know all the questions I have asked was practical. You know what I mean? Functional, leadership and management questions. And everything he told me was always that same thing. Hey man, look, we're counting on you. I said, Doc, just leave me alone. I know what to do. You know, the big program, international. And basically what he's telling me, look, we got all these book readers here going to give a talk. Ain't nobody going to know what the hell they're talking about. They never do. They never do.
The unreal people.
Yeah, they're book readers. I'm a book reader and a book writer. I know another book reader when I see one. And the only one that ever even asks me real functional questions, and the only one that makes use of what they have is you. So-and-so is out there, not far from here. In the old days, name on the thing, $300,000, $400,000 a year, big school, there's 5 houses out there, you could work up the hill, worth probably now $1 million apiece, 800,000 or something like that out there, in the houses. Well, they're just sitting there, I don't know what they do. The house where they keep the books, just run down. I hope they fix it up. That damn house has got a basement big as this, almost in a 4-bedroom house. And when I would go in there to get books, I could count. This is $1 million on the books there, $1 million. Some of them from the first day of the revolution, in crates and boxes and ain't.
Getting wet.
Getting wet and just, oh, they got dust on them. They got that dust that you could grow stuff on. You put a seed on it, then right. You can reach down in there. Yes.
Fertilizer.
Fertilizer dust, real good dust. After 30 years, it'll cover up anything. Anyway, so what's happened? If you act right according to what Allah wants. Now, in this case, we have to say it again. Nobody has ever mentioned this process about protracted struggle and the stages that we're going to go through. Now, this is years ahead of time. And I'm supposed to be just a nigga sitting out here in the Southeast talking. You can't find anywhere the Department of Street Studies, the Arab Studies, the Muslim buck dancing jigaboo type people, and all nobody has said anything like this in order. First of all, there's a real revolution, because I done run around saying there ain't gonna be no revolution. There ain't no revolution. Because like we got up there, Israeli influence. Does yours say Israeli influence right at the top?
Yes, it does.
Israeli influence. It ain't gonna be, I'm sorry, I mean, it looks nice, Tahrir Square, great, but it ain't going nowhere. How it developed, all them foreigners from Bucharest and all of that, you know what I mean? Monkeying around. No, they got a lot of pressure build up, and they're gonna build this thing up and let the steam off of it, and open the top and let all the steam out like they always do. So, it's gonna be a destabilize. They're actually gonna destabilize Egypt, and they destabilize Tunisia, they're gonna do all that. But, there's only gonna be temporary transformation. Temporary. That's why we told, and I know y'all remember, I've said 100 times, there will be no Arab Spring, do not take power. It ain't nothing you can do. There's too many problems. If you had the blessings, only Allah could help you fix that. But there's no earthly power that could help you fix Egypt under those conditions. Yes.
It's like once George left, George the son, what he created, what he did, the damage he did, you can't fix it.
You can't fix it.
You might be able to help a little tweak here and there, but you can't fix it because that's just decades and decades and decades. And you can't come in here like Obama said he gonna change, and you can't do it. It won't work.
It won't work. Okay, now, number 3, organizing unity of opposition. Now, look, if it's not a stroke of genius, I don't know what it is. Organizing unity of opposition. This is what's on here, and it's been on here like that. What is happening? What's happening right now? The strategic alliance, from the time Russia come in, the strategic alliance, that's last year about this time, maybe October or something like that.
September.
Yes. By October, the show was over, right? They done bombed everybody back into the Stone Age, and ain't nothing they can do about it. That's just within 2 weeks of bombing. I remember that myself. So, let's exclude Russia for a minute. But we have Iraq, we have Iran, and we have Syria right now. Now we'll add the Soviet Union. If we were to exclude the Soviet Union, we have a strategic alliance. They've always had a strategic alliance. Saudi Arabia paid everybody so they got on their side all the time. But now there's a strategic alliance. What's so important about them? Remember how Hezbollah combined second generation and third generation weapons to defeat Israeli fourth generation weapons in 2006, 10 years ago? Well, imagine now we have Iranian military doing some fighting. You have Iranian military that went into Afghanistan right away, 2001, to do what? To help a little, but to study how Americans fight, what weapons they use, to collect them, to see their capabilities, right? They did that. Then the dumb Americans invaded Iraq. Now, what we said in our article is that this, another Islamic state, this 2004, they just getting in and they still pushing people around and talking crazy. Right? We saw it all, buddy.
Shock and awe.
Shock and awe. We said we're going to get 65% of what we want. You ain't going to get 100% because it wasn't this and wasn't that, but we make an estimation. That's exactly about where we land. About 65% of what we want. They have to fight because of the environment. They don't have a Velayat Faqih, but Sistani had to move a little bit from such and such and such. Mm-hmm. Syria, right now, today, Iraq is wrapping up in Mosul. Aleppo, yesterday it was 60%, I guess by now maybe it's 65, 70. Everybody figured it's a foregone conclusion. The Kurds, bless their heart, have been fighting vigorously. Now you got to remember what we have now. We have a strategic alliance. All we got to do is keep everything balanced a little bit. Tell the Kurds, well, you could keep a little of this. Come on now, just a little.